Well, this week we've learned a sad story about drug overdose deaths remaining at a near record level across the United States. The current data from the CDC says that nearly 110,000 Americans died of drug overdoses in the 12-month period that ended in March. That's a 44% jump from 2 years prior, and more than 2/3 of those deaths were tied to synthetic opioids. That includes fentanyl. So joining us today to talk about this epidemic is Steve Carleton, a certified addiction specialist. Let's get right to it. You have brought with you some Narcan, or at least a box, to explain to us a little bit about what Narcan is and who should have it.
Yes, and so with fentanyl, what we know, and from this very sad story in Commerce City, is that fentanyl can be found in almost any street drug. And so what we encourage people, if you are using drugs, no matter if it's cocaine, a completely different type of drug than fentanyl, to carry Narcan with you.
Yeah, and the amount of fentanyl here that can really, impact someone's body and the way they react to it, it can be pretty small, right?
A tiny amount. So if you think about a sweetener packet at your local coffee shop, that amount of fentanyl is enough to kill 6 people. So it's the margin for error is nil.
And its prevalence is growing exponentially, it seems like. It seems like it's everywhere now.
It is everywhere, and a lot of the drugs on the streets right now are counterfeit pharmaceuticals. So they're made to look like medication you'd get from a doctor, right? But they are all being laced with fentanyl now, which is very scary. And
we've seen a lot of cases, especially here in Denver and Colorado Springs, where you have kids who think they're getting that pharmaceutical pill, and in reality, it's fentanyl. This drug is cutting across demographics. This is affecting so many people, so many communities. How do you go about talking to someone who may be wrapped up in fentanyl use?
That's a great question. So if you're worried about your loved one or your family or your friend or whoever it is, it's really important to know that you might not get too many chances to talk with them directly about it. And so if you are planning to talk with them about it, plan accordingly. Set a time, make it count.
Yeah.
And what do you say? I mean, how do you open that door, so to speak?
I think you really need to approach it with compassion and concern, right? Telling the person that I'm worried about you. I want to help you get some help. Will you let me do that? I think inviting them to go down a different path is how you approach that.
And nowadays, it's easy for people to get Narcan pretty easily.
Correct.
How can we go about getting Narcan?
So if you go to your local Walgreens, they have standing prescriptions for Narcan. So you do not need a doctor's signature to get Narcan. You simply walk into any local pharmacy and ask for it. And there is a cost associated with it. But with my insurance plan, I can walk in and get 2 doses of Narcan for $10.
Yeah. So there are 2 types of people in the world, people who use drugs and people who don't, if you want to cut them into that. Should both of those groups consider having Narcan around?
I think if you, sadly today, if you have a high school student or some type of adolescent and you're a parent, you should carry Narcan. And if your kids are going to parties or you're going to social gatherings or concerts or whatever, it's not a bad idea to carry some around, because you're not going to administer this on yourself if you're overdosing. Somebody else is going to.
But if you are a drug user, you should right now
100%.
Have
any
Narcan.
type of drug, you should be carrying Narcan.
Because it's in everything now. Why is that? Why is it in everything now these days?
Well, it's cheap. It's very easy to traffic. With heroin, what used to fill a suitcase of heroin, with fentanyl, the equivalent of that is a sunglasses case, right? And so it's very easy to move around in traffic. And so because it's so cheap and easy that way, you're finding it pressed into many other substances.
Very alarming.
Sadly, a discussion we continue to have, Steve, but we appreciate you joining us as well and helping us with some of that today. Thank you.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Thank you.
All right.